Hi everyone. So we are making chocolate cake today. We already got all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder. Also
Soda,
soda,
salt.
salt as well, salt. So my sister-in-law is making it, so I'm asking from her. So we got all-purpose flour, the cocoa powder, baking baking powder, baking salt, and
Baking soda.
salt as well, isn't it? Baking soda. Yeah, sorry, baking soda. So what is the measurement? 1 cup.
For four egg,
Yeah,
we give 1 cup
flour.
flour, then 3 tablespoon.
You
We
take the
remove
dough.
from 3 tablespoon and 3 tablespoon that cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon baking powder, half teaspoon baking soda, and 1 pinch baking salt. Salt.
Okay. So guys, so it's really interesting. What you have to do is to get the perfect chocolate cake, you get 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and then you remove 3 tablespoons of chocolate, 3 tablespoons of flour out, and replace that with 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So that is the first step that you need to do in order to get the perfect chocolate cake. And after that, you just put pinch of salt, and is it half a teaspoon?
1 pinch salt.
Yeah, pinch of salt, and then baking powder.
Soda, baking powder 1 teaspoon,
So 1 teaspoon baking powder, and how much baking soda?
half teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon baking soda. So hope you guys got the ingredients, because it has to be perfect to get the perfect chocolate cake. So I'll repeat that again. You get 1 cup of all-purpose flour and remove 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour out. Then you replace that with 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So this is the first important step to get that chocolatey flavor and the perfect balance. And then you add a pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. So all these needs to be there to start with, and this is when you use 4 eggs as well. So hope you enjoy the rest as well. If you have any question, let us know. Edna Secret Dreams, hello, thanks for joining. And first Rooney, thank you for sending us champions trophies. And Dudu Fudu, Choco, that's right, it's a chocolate cake. Edna Dreams, milk chocolate. Yes, we're gonna use milk chocolate as well. We're gonna add that too. But in order to start with, for the dry ingredients, we have added cocoa powder. So that is where we are starting with. So we're gonna make this cake.
We need to do it more like we need to make it spongy.
So my sister-in-law is making it. She's the baker. What she's telling is this training process is extremely important. So she's been doing this for about 5-6 times now. So you have to keep on doing this in order to get the spongy cake. It makes air inside the cake and makes it fluffy. So make sure you don't miss this step. It is time consuming, but in order to make that fluffy chocolate cake, make sure you strain this several times, guys. So this is another important step. Hope you are following it correct. So when the next process comes, I'll come back and explain to you as well. So meanwhile, just keep enjoying. And we got Kanchon saying hi, hi. Hope you are enjoying the recipe. And everyone, we have got a new shot up as well, a spicy raw mango. Hope you like that too. So this will be available in the live section afterwards. And we got Mr. Ali saying good luck. Thank you very much. Hopefully we get a nice fluffy cake. My sister-in-law is an expert. She has done it before already. Yeah, a little bit. So now we have got the egg white separated first of all. So this is another third important step, that you have to beat this egg white first.
In between, we
And-
need this sugar.
And we have got sugar. So what my sister-in-law done, instead of putting granulated sugar, she has grinded it to a smooth sugar. So it's going to be so easy. And I have had this chocolate cake before and it was absolutely perfect. So these are the tiny steps that's going to make this cake so
1/3
good.
cup sugar.
So we got 4 egg whites and 1/3 cup of sugar. And in between beating this egg white, first of all, we're going to add this sugar. And here we are not adding the granulated sugar, she has grinded it so it's like a smooth sugar, like more like the icing sugar consistency.
You will explain, huh? When I will be.
So we're going to start with the egg white first. I'm going to mute it because it's going to be so much noise. So I'll come back in the middle to explain to you. So you're doing with the medium. So we are going to do with the medium. Now we have added the egg yolk. So the last bit of egg yolk is going in as well. So we first had the egg white beaten, and after a few minutes the egg yolk went in batches of 2 batches. So we had 2 egg yolk first and now the rest going in. And also the sugar went in as well. So in between the sugar went in as well. So you start with the egg white, in between the sugar and the egg yolk. And you're going to beat this until it becomes fluffy. So next goes 2 tablespoons of oil. So if you haven't got butter at home, don't worry, you can just make it with oil. And make sure it's a clear oil, so you can use palm oil, vegetable oil or sunflower oil, and not the olive or the coconut oil. So here 2 tablespoons of clear oil has gone in, and then going to beat a bit more. And we have got few more comments. Can you share the ingredients, please? Sure, I will share it as a comment later when this comes up as on the live section. So all our lives comes back on the live section. So if you have missed anything or the front video, you can go and watch it in there. But keep watching, and thanks for all the 8 likes we have got so far. And my world, very nice. Thank you very much for your lovely comment. So okay guys, so now goes in the dry ingredients that I have explained it already, how the dry ingredients needs to be prepared. So see that we are saving it again. So this is an important process. Get that all the air bubbles that you can, and this is going to give us a fluffy chocolate cake. So thanks for everyone who joined, and keep enjoying. And now goes some melted chocolate as well to get that rich chocolatey flavor with the dry ingredients, doing it batch by batch. So now the dry ingredients goes in. If you have a look how this is done, this is the folding technique, that you do not beat this again with the beater or anything. You just have to fold it so that the dry ingredients mix with the wet ingredients. So just keep a look at this very carefully, and in between we will add vanilla essence and some milk, but it all depends on the consistency. So depending on the consistency, possibly a tablespoon of milk goes in. So also you have to do the dry ingredients batch by batch, And whenever you put the dry ingredients, you put it this way so you get the fluffy cake. And yeah, look at this very carefully. This is the folding technique. You can do with a spatula as well, but I find this way is really effective. Now in goes the milk. It's about a tablespoon of milk. And this will take a bit of a time. Be patient and do that. So getting prepared for some vanilla essence, which is gonna go in next. Yeah. So there goes about 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So make sure you do this folding technique correctly to get that fluffy cake. So thanks for everyone who has joined new. We are making a delicious chocolate cake using oil, 4 eggs and 1 cup of flour. So we have already mixed the wet ingredients, the dry ingredients halfway through, and I've been just explaining the process to incorporate the dry ingredients, which has to be done in this folding technique. Look at that. So you just make sure you just fold it, and it is a very time consuming thing to do, but this is how you're going to get that perfect fluffy chocolate cake. So we have mixed all the dry ingredient with wet ingredients. Look at the consistency. So see that? When you pour like that, if the consistency is like this, that is when it's perfect. So here we got some baking paper that we're going to soak in oil, and it's cut into the circle of the size of the baking tray, and all you have to do is just add one paper at the bottom. You don't need to have anything on the sides. That's one of the technique, not to make hard sides. So there's quite a lot to learn. Baking is a process, so you need to get all this correct in order to get that spongy cake. And most of the time the sides get burnt out, especially in chocolate cakes. So in order to avoid that, you have to follow this technique. Yeah, so that as you can see, the bottom side has been soaked in oil, and it goes in to give that moist bottom, and it doesn't get burnt too. So make sure you add adequate oil to the bottom of the baking paper so that it bakes correctly and the bottom doesn't burn, because usually sometimes the bottom and the top gets cooked sooner than the middle bit. So this will make sure you get an evenly baked cake. And you can bake this in the oven as well if you have oven, but we're going to do a no oven cake. So stay tuned, guys, to see the secret way of making it without oven. And if you haven't got an oven, make sure you stay there. And even if you want to try this, when you're out somewhere there is no oven, you could always try this. It comes perfectly as baking oven. So here guys, this is the oven that we're going to use. So it's a no oven baked cake. Look at that. So we have got a big pan and we got to put the lid on and made it to preheat for 10 minutes. And if you can see here, there's just a holder, a metal holder, which you can easily buy in the shops. So even when you haven't got any oven, you can make cake in this way. It's going to be perfectly baked fluffy chocolate cake. So the cake has gone in. And it has been preheated, so I can see the heat already inside, and the lid goes in. So look at that. And is it going to be, what heat are we going to leave this on? Low heat.
Medium to low.
So medium to low heat. So these are the important steps: medium to low heat, and make sure the pan is preheated. And now it's going to be at least 30 minutes, so I'm not going to make you wait for that long. So we'll be back with the fluffy cake, and we will be decorating it on another live. So stay tuned guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
30 minutes.
Yep.
If it's not cooked, then we will wait another 10 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to check it for after 30 minutes. So you can put a toothpick in and see if it is still watery inside or any sticky bits comes out. If it is not, then that means it's fully cooked. So we're going to check in half an hour. So it might take about half an hour to 45 minutes depending on this heat as well. So look at that. So medium to low heat, and we're going to leave for 30 minutes and check it, and then again we're going to check later to see how it goes. And I will let you know when we were decorating and when we are going live how it turns out and how long it taken, and I will add the ingredients and how long it has taken as a comment when this available on the live as well. So thanks everyone who has joined, and hope you enjoyed it. If you have joined new, make sure to subscribe, like and comment. Bye for now.